And welcome to the Week 6 Fantasy Football PreShow. With me, as always, is Matt wearing his Green Bay Packer jersey. I'm Ben wearing the Buccaneers because it's rivalry week here at Blue Duck Fantasy Football as our teams go toe-to-toe. And in the first time in a while, I think that the Bucs have a chance, actually, in this matchup. So, I mean, better than they used to. I still pick the Packers. But anyways, Matt, how you doing today?
I am doing well. How about you?
I'm just ready to fire it up, get to some candle lighters and some who do you think you are IMs. Let's talk about the weather today, Matt. What do you got?
Looks pretty clean today. Looks like there's a chance of rain later on this afternoon with the Dolphins game against the Jets. So that's not good news for the Jets. They need all the help they can get. And that's pretty well the rest. There's no real wind issues looking. And, yeah, we're looking good.
Sounds good. Thanks for the weather. No Thursday Night Football this week, so let's just jump into the big news of the week, and that's Le'Veon Bell signing with the Kansas City Chiefs. Matt, let's get your take on Le'Veon Bell, now a member of the defending Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs.
Sounds like a good fit for him. That offense is kind of right up his alley. Terrible, obviously, for Clyde Edwards owners. He's gone from top 6 or 7 running back to low running back 2, like probably in the 20s. Maybe.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if, in 4 or 5 weeks, Le'Veon Bell is the back to own in that backfield. Not saying that Edwards-Helaire is not going to have any value. We saw last year they used the committee really well with Damian Williams and LaShawn McCoy some weeks. So most guys were getting double-digit touches, and they were doing a lot with them because you're not seeing any 8-man boxes. The defense isn't keying on you because they have to worry about Tyreek Hill taking the top off the defense. They have to worry about Patrick Mahomes throwing left-handed, looking somewhere, throwing a different direction. You got the best tight end in football on the team as well. So this is great for Le'Veon Bell's value. It's going to go way up.
Yep.
And who knows what happens next year. If you're in a dynasty league, you could end up back with Pittsburgh, Matt? Back with Pittsburgh?
Maybe. No, I had to talk somebody, a personal friend of mine, I had to talk him out of dropping Le'Veon Bell when he saw that the Jets released him. I said, no, that's going to be
Good
great.
news.
He's no matter where he goes, he's going to be better.
Yeah. Getting away from Adam Gase is a good thing.
Yeah.
Let's ask every single person who's ever gotten rid of or gotten away from Adam Gase. Right, Robbie Anderson?
Devonta Parker.
Kenyon Drake? I think that's Ryan Tannehill. Even the quarterbacks. So we kind of touched on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. His value is down, as you said, into like the 20 range. And the thing too is one of his strengths was pass catching out of college. He was a great guy with the ball in his hands, but so is Le'Veon Bell. Like he's one of the best pass catching backs there is in the NFL. So if they decide to go all Bell, they could. I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't. He is the better running back, even at his age.
And CEH also still struggles a bit in pass protection, which Bell is pretty solid in as well.
And at the goal line, all the goal line touches are gone.
Yeah, I think they're both going to be like, obviously he's going to rise up a bit, but Edwards-Helaire is going to go down. They're probably going to be very similar in rankings for a while. Yep,
and it'll let itself play out. I wouldn't get rid of any of them. None of them are, you're not dropping CEH because of this because he's still going to have a role. And he has 2 weeks basically to get it done. He has this week without Bell since Bell can't make it to the facility till Wednesday. Yeah. And that's a very short week for Bell to get acclimated to the offense and get ready to go. So it's 2 weeks for Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and then it's Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the other side of this. That's Lamichael Pirine and Frank Gore. I hope I spelled his name right. I didn't check it. I think there might be a capital.
There's an apostrophe in there.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Who do you like more rest of season in standard, Frank Gore, in PPR, Pirine?
I don't like either.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what? I think towards the end of the year, they're going to start going Pirine to see what they have. Yeah. I mean, Frank Gore, you know what you're getting. You're getting your 3-4 yards and an old man running at you.
Barring a good matchup, Frank Gore is not startable outside of perhaps in a standard league as your flex because you have bye week trouble. But he's never going to be someone who's inside the top 30 at running back. So if you want to gamble on somebody, and again, in a PPR league, not in a non-PPR league, you should be going with Lamichael Pirine.
But preferably neither.
Preferably neither. But if you are hurting for running back, or if you're looking to, block somebody from getting a running back who's weak on running back end of the season, you have room to stash someone. P. Ryan's a stash. Dak Prescott done for the year. Yes. It is red rifle season now. What do we think of Andy Dalton rest of the season, Matt? Where do you rank him among quarterbacks? He's obviously not going to be top 12, or is he? I don't think he is.
Yeah, I was going to say that offense is still going to be really good. I mean, it's not like he's
not bad. No. There's a reason they say he's the best backup quarterback in the league.
Yeah. I mean, having said that, he was still a backup. I think he's probably top 15 anyway the rest of the year. There's all those weapons there. I mean, how can you not be?
Well, we do have rest of season rankings now on Blue Duck Fantasy.com that you can check out.
Yeah.
And I'll let you know that I have him at 16.
There you go. Close to. I'm just checking where I put him for this week. But there's some technical issues there. I can't find it. So.
Well, I can find it for you. This week's rankings has him at number 11 for you. Highest of all three of us, 15 and 20. So he averages out to be 15, but you have him up high at 11. So let's talk about the Cowboys pass catchers. They're obviously going to get a bump down, but it's not a significant bump down. I was looking at the game script from last week to see who he was throwing to. It seemed that Lamb was 1, Cooper was 2, and Gallup was 3, but they were still close together.
Yep.
I don't think that Lamb's value goes up, even if he was looking for him, because Lamb, I guess, fits kind of more of the mold of an AJ Green, at least compared to Cooper, who's more of a route runner, whereas AJ Green wasn't really the route runner. But I know Lamb is, again, a good route runner and can kind of do it all. If anything, Gallup would be probably the closest comparable to AJ Green, just based on size, like height and everything else. But they're all still going to be good. They should all still be rostered. Cooper, then Lamb, then Gallup. That's the way it is now.
That's what I had it even before Dak went down. Lamb had already passed Gallup for me. They take a little bit of a bump down. Like Amari Cooper definitely takes a little bit of a bump down. Like he's probably gone from top 5 to 6, maybe to top 10, a little bit. If anybody's bumped up, it's CD. But again, if he does,
he's probably
it's very
just
minor.
even.
Pardon?
He's probably just even. Like he's not.
Yeah,
he's probably the one who's moving the least amount.
So I guess if the other two come down, then he's the best beneficiary because he didn't move.
Technically, yeah, he's the best of the fallers. So let's talk about Chase Claypool. Big game last week. Wasn't somebody that I was overly excited to add on the waiver wire. I did in one league just because I wanted to block somebody else from getting him, and I was actually hoping to trade him because some people see this game and perhaps you can throw him in a trade and get something. It hasn't worked out, but it has worked out because Dionte Johnson is out this week. So I expect another nice game from Chase Claypool. I am starting him over Jerry Jeudy, over T.Y. Hilton, and Christian Kirk. Those are the other options I have, unless you think J.K. Dobbins in the flex is the play.
No, I don't think J.K. Dobbins is the flex. Trying to find him. I think I have Claypool the most highest of all those guys as well. Yeah. Anyway. He's definitely not going to get 4 touchdowns every week. But if he has another good game today, then you can maybe throw him in. Then
the sell high value is through the roof, right? Like he's done it 2 weeks in a row. People will start to believe, and I'd be happy to sell him. I'm actually trying to trade because I don't have a tight end this week because Fant is out. I was trying to trade T.Y. Hilton for somebody who had Evan Ingram, and they had Evan Ingram in their flex position. So I was like, well, and they have Kittle as their starting run, their tight end, so they don't really need Ingram, but didn't go through. Claypool or Juju? That's going to be Juju.
Still Juju, yeah.
Still Juju. Godwin or Kenny Golladay? Kenny Golladay for me.
It's
really actually Godwin by 1.
I've got Godwin, but they're really close.
How do you have this decision, Jariah Conover? Like, are you starting just one wide receiver, or who are your other wide receivers that you have this amazing core of Kenny and Godwin? You have to sit one. It could be a start too, and you could have Devontae Adams with no flex.
Yeah, could be, but that's still
I
don't know how you get all 3 of those guys.
Sounds like a good team.
But unless he's just saying rest of season.
Oh, rest of season. It would depend on the scoring, but it would probably be Godwin.
Yeah, close.
Yeah,
Still split
another
on.
performer who's been doing very well this week or this year on bye this week, so not overly important. But let's talk about Justin Herbert, Matt. And what do you think his rest of season value is? Is he somebody you can buy as a fringe with a good matchup, starting quarterback?
Very fringe. I'm still not buying it. Not that much.
Yeah, I don't buy it either. Most of his his production comes on big plays, which isn't really something that's going to be sustainable. He seems to struggle to actually drive the offense down the field. He needs that one big chunk play to either Mike Williams or to his speedy wide receiver, whose name I can't think of right now, Guyton. I think it's Guyton.
Yeah.
So someone like that is kind of like a running back who can break it for 60, but can't rush for a 4.0 average. Like he's basically getting stuffed for 2 yards or going for 20. Is not somebody that's going to be week to week fantasy solid. And it can be a risk.
His big games came with Eckler out, right? Like, so when Eckler comes back in, they're going to get a little bit more to running, I think. Not that Eckler's a great runner, but it does affect the game plan a bit.
Adam Thielen and Ridley are starting. Wow. I mean, I don't even think I can argue with that. So looking at our rankings here overall, we have Thielen 4, Ridley 5, Godwin 7, Golladay 8.
Yeah.
If it's PPR, I go with Godwin. If it's standard, I'll go with Golladay. That'll be my answer for that. But yeah, you have to start Thielen and Ridley over the two of them simply because I think I know you love Alexander Mattison this week and every week, but I think that they're probably going to pass more with him in the backfield. Thielen had a good game with Cook out. So I think he's good. Like you have him quite high and consensus has him quite high, but I still think this gives a bump to Adam Thielen because they're going to throw some more. Thanks for the question, Jariah. Dustin Holland asked, really Slayton or Kirk in my flex?
Slayton
or
Slayton
Kirk?
For me.
Yeah. Slayton it is. Another question here from Chad Coleman. Morning, guys. Gesicki, Ingram, Lindsey, Judy, Gage, Kirk need 3 standard, 1 at tight end and 2 at flex. I think it's Lindsey, Judy. Lindsey.
Do you want 2 Broncos?
Do you want Russell Gage or Christian? Christian Kirk isn't bad at Dallas.
Yeah.
I think Lindsey's for sure.
I was going to say Gesicki, Lindsey, and Kirk. I mean, I don't even mind Ingram as the flex over Kirk.
I don't mind Ingram at all. I'm just checking my tight end rankings to see who I have higher. I do like Gesicki. I think I have Gesicki in one DFS lineup and Ingram in the other. So I have Ingram at 5, Gesicki at 7. You have Gesicki at 6 and Ingram at 8. And Mr. Black has them 9 and 14 leading for Ingram. So I'll go with Ingram. And I know Chad is a Giants fan, so that'll make him happy.
So you're saying Ingram at tight end, Lindsey, Kirk?
No, I'm saying Jerry Jeudy. I'm saying 2 Broncos.
Oh, okay. I like Gesicki, Lindsey, and either Ingram or Kirk. I probably go Kirk, but I don't mind Ingram.
Oh, you're looking to flex a tight end.
Yeah. Because Judy, Gage, and Kirk don't excite me.
So
definitely not Gage.
Are we perhaps looking at Judy being shadowed by Gilmore as maybe an overreaction? Is he going to has he earned the get shadowed, or is Gilmore maybe just going to play aside?
I don't think Gilmore is going to shadow him, but you know what Denver does or New England does? They shut down your best weapon, and with no Sutton, no Fant, it's going to be Jerry Jeudy.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Tim Patrick. Yeah, I guess, but I mean, is their best weapon not Phillip Lindsay?
Yeah. I mean, he's a downgrade from Gordon, obviously. He's okay. I mean,
I guess
they might stack against Lindsay, but
I think their best weapon is Lindsay. I think they forced Locke to beat them. I'll go with Judy. I don't mind Kirk. It's a good matchup against Dallas's terrible defense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm good with that as well. And the tight ends are almost interchangeable. Dr. J. Bonifay, where does Mathis slot in this week? Top 10, top 15? Well, for Matt, I think it's top 5.
I've got him in top 5, yeah.
So a little bit of craziness there. Overall, I have him 8 and Mr. Black has him 7. So he's definitely top 10. It's a good matchup.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's because of his matchup. Like, it's not like Dalvin Cook, you're putting top 5 regardless of the matchup almost, but Madison, it's because of that matchup. So, yeah, I've got Madison in my DFS. He was expensive, but I put him in anyway. I like him this week. Falcons' run defense is terrible.
Falcons' defense is terrible. They have they have nobody. Absolutely nobody.
Deion Jones, I guess.
Last one, a sneaky start from last week, playing again without Jordan Akins. Darren Fells, we're probably going to get a question whether or not they should start Darren Fells. Oh, I guess we might not, since Mo Ali Cox was his other option, and Mo Ali Cox is out this week. So Darren Fells, a sneaky, top 20 tight end, Matt?
Yeah, about that.
Desperation start?
Yeah, basically.
Do we still value Dionte Johnson the same way if he becomes healthy next week? No.
Yeah, he's down a bit, especially if Claypool does something good again.
He still needs to be on a roster.
Yeah.
But I think every wide receiver on that team, other than Claypool, is getting a bit of a downgrade, and Deontay's getting the biggest one. You could see this just being kind of a situation where every week it could be a different guy, or you don't know which guy it's going to be, and Juju's value is down. So if Juju has a big game today, he's definitely going to be somebody that you're looking to sell high after this week. Dionte Johnson's value is going to be down, but he's not a bad, if you want to buy somebody for cheap, because if you watch Claypool last game, other than the slant route and the one he got called for OPI on, he really didn't do a whole heck of a lot. The one screen pass that he took in for the touchdown, he was untouched. The wide receivers blocking for him stopped everyone from even touching him. He took an end around in for a touchdown, and he had a linebacker covering him on one route who almost fell and was just wide open. So that's not going to happen again this week. The guy struggles with getting separation, but he can go up and get it, and he runs a nice slant route. The slant route on the first touchdown or second one, I can't remember, was a really nice play. And with the ball in his hands, he's pretty good, but he's not he's not 4 touchdowns.
No, he's not. I'd still put Johnson over Claypool when they're both healthy.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
What's the prognosis on Melvin Gordon? Just kind of sit and hold. You can't really do anything. Today. What's that?
He's ill today.
He's ill, yeah. He's ill today.
I feel like I feel like they're benching him and they just don't want to say they are.
I mean, the NFL is going to discipline him at some point too. So, do we know what he blew? Do you know what his rating was?
Do I know what what was?
His blood alcohol rating.
Oh no, I have no idea.
That'd be interesting to know. If he's blowing 0.2, then it's probably a pretty big issue. But I mean, if he's blowing 0.1, it might not be that big of an issue. I just had too many drinks, but still stupid, especially after he was complaining that the game got canceled. I guess that's how he enjoyed his Sunday or whatever day it was on. I think you can't trade him because his value is way too low. If Lindsey has a big game today, they might just get rid of him.
No, I doubt that.
He's on a 2-year deal? I don't know how much is guaranteed, but there's probably an option to cut him after 1 year.
Yeah, probably.
And if they just think, we're good with Lindsey, and we have former high pick Royce Freeman, who they barely used. So it could be bad. You just have to kind of sit and wait with him. Yeah.
His deal was $216 million.
Ryan Riel is exciting that Fells is starting and that Jordan Akins is out. Did Fells win you your matchup last week, Ryan? Question from Chad. Kareem Hunt, Mike Davis, James Robinson need 2 of 3.5 PPR. This is looking at this running back group. These are running backs that are either free agents after the draft, like James Robinson, who a lot of the news came out basically after most people's drafts that he was going to be the starter, that Armstead was basically not playing or had COVID, and that Ozigbo, who got a lot of hype prior to the people's drafts, was not going to be a factor. Mike Davis, obviously a replacement, and Kareem Hunt's value up. Hunt for sure. The other two, it's got to be close.
I've got Hunt and Robinson, but looks like you have Hunt and
Mike Davis. Mike Davis has been, I think, too good to ignore. I think James Robinson probably has the higher ceiling against that Lions defense, but I think Mike Davis has just been too consistent to avoid. So I think you got to start him and Kareem Hunt.
I say Hunt and Robinson. Davis has got a bad matchup in Chicago.
And Ryan Riel lost because he has a shitty team. Sorry to hear that, Ryan. We were hoping that that Darren Fells touchdown puts you over. Let's move on to the rankings fight, Matt. It's time to go over the players that you're high on and that I'm not as high on, or the players that I'm high on that you're not high on. I can't find it, but just give me a second.
I can corroborate Ryan's story there.
Okay. We got another comment before we go here. Is Mike Davis worth keeping when CMC gets back? If you have CMC, he is for sure.
Yeah.
Because especially in the early weeks, and once you get past the buys, you're going to want that handcuff. Look what his value is with CMC out.
Even then, I'd probably keep him. I think he's just done too much for them to completely ignore him. Even when you have McCaffrey.
Yeah, but you're not going to start him any week, and he's not going to get enough value.
No.
He's not going to cut into CMC's value, but they might just shut CMC down as well, too, near the end of the season, especially if the season tends to drag on because of COVID. Who knows? They got a lot of money invested in him. Mike Davis has been playing really well, complaining on Instagram that he checks Madden every day looking for his rating to go up, but it doesn't. Into the rankings fight. First up, quarterbacks. We got a couple quarterbacks this week. One plays for your team and one plays for a team that just can't seem to get a win. First up on the docket, Matt Ryan at Atlanta. I have him ranked 7th. You both have him ranked 14th. Do you just think he sucks now? Is that what's happening? Is his arm?
He hasn't done it. He hasn't done it for like 3 weeks in a row now.
His yards are good. He just hasn't had a touchdown. He just had touchdown regression.
He just was bad. He wasn't good any week that I've watched him. Like the Dallas game, he was good, but
he had one bad week.
He's had bad weeks.
No.
He hasn't been good.
So Matt Ryan last week was completing at a so last week was the bad week against Carolina. 56% completion percentage, 226 yards. The week before he was over 70 against the Packers for 285. No picks, no touchdowns. The week before against Chicago, he had a touchdown and 238 on 50% passing. And the first 2 weeks, he was good. So, I mean, he's getting Julio back today. And we're definitely going to talk about Julio in a bit. But I don't think he's washed up.
14 isn't like washed up. It's just not good.
I think it's just a bad stretch. And I think that ends today with a good matchup at Minnesota, whose defense is just terrible. I mean, watching them on Sunday night just give up that drive after, like, how are you not covering DK Metcalf with more than one person? And he was wide open on another one that they should have caught a touchdown on. I mean, the players there are not good. I think he's fine. I think you're looking for some touchdown reverse regression coming. Could be the big game today where he throws for 4 touchdowns. And I'm not opposed to starting him. Did Ben Roethlisberger wake up feeling dangerous today? He sure did. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I like him this week.
Big fan.
He's extra dangerous today.
Extra dangerous because he's in my DFS lineup.
That too.
Next up on the docket, Aaron Rodgers. I have him ranked at number 10. You and Mr. Back have the exact same rankings. I think you just copied each other. Have him at number 4. Tampa Bay, number 4 against quarterbacks this year. What do you like so much about Aaron Rodgers, and why am I wrong having him at 10? Having him behind guys like Matt Ryan, Roethlisberger, Stafford. Newton was 9, and Newton and Rodgers were close. But I like I like Stafford's matchup. I like Roethlisberger's matchup. And I like Matt Ryan's matchup more.
I agree those matchups are fine, but that Packers offense has just been so good. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game too. He gets Davante Adams back as well.
And EQ.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he'll be active, and they came off a bye. Like, LaFleur was he's drawing up some new stuff for Tampa that they haven't seen.
Yeah, a lot of running back plays because that's what he loves.
Yeah, could be.
Let's get rid of this MVP talk. I got a question from Instagram. Should I play Marquis Brown or Justin Jefferson for my flex? I already have Diggs and Hill as receivers.
I'd say Brown.
Oh, for sure. Hollywood Brown it is.
Yeah, I mean, again, being at 10 isn't a terrible ranking for him. I mean, he's definitely a top 10 play, but like I said, I think they're going to put up a lot of points, I think. I think Tampa's going to put up a lot of points too, but...
So, serious question. How do you feel about the fact that your Green Bay Packers are playing my Buccaneers, and we are playing in our league of record, and my quarterback is Aaron Rodgers? What are you rooting for more? Aaron Jones? Is that what you're going for? Okay.
I cheer for my Packers before my fantasy teams. You should know that by now.
I do. I just wanted the viewers to know that as well. So let's talk about some running backs here, Matt, that you're pretty high on. Number 1 is Damian Harris. You have as a start this week inside the top 24 at 23. Mr. Black and I have him average of 32. And going up against Denver, that's number 1 ranked against running backs. What is it that you like about Damian Harris? Did you watch the game where he played Kansas City, where he had 100 yards, but basically just ran into the pile until there was an opening, and then he took the opening?
Hey, why can't he do that again?
I'm not saying he can't.
No, but that's just New England starter. Like, I think he's going to get the majority of touches. I mean, the running backs this week were weak with all the buys and stuff. I don't know why, but they just seem like I was putting guys higher than normal. But
okay, what about the James White feel-good game coming off the loss of his parents or his father?
His father died, yeah.
His father passing away in a car accident.
Yeah.
He's back. He was supposed to be back last week. He's had an extra week. Do you not think that perhaps Bill Belichick's heart will grow 3 sizes today and will look to make? I'm
pretty sure White's played since that anyway.
I don't think so. Because he missed 2 weeks. He missed 2 weeks, I think, and then he had the bye last week. We have a question from Ryan Riel. MVS or Cobb?
Give me MVS.
MVS, yeah, MVS.
Especially until Lamar's back.
MVS is still the number 2. Yeah. Or is Tanyan the number 2 option?
Tanyan was brought up some controversy in one of my leagues this week.
Malcolm Brown, Matt, you have him at 26. You actually have an interesting situation with the Rams running backs where you have them ranked 24, 26, and 28. Is this kind of a thing where you're just like, I don't know who it is, so I'll just put them all in here, pick one and go? Basically,
I think Henderson is still the lead.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't really know which one was going to be doing what. So they're all.
You don't expect all of them to perform well. You just expect one of them to kind of perform in that area.
They'll be okay. I mean, that 49ers defense is not the vaunted 49ers defense we're used to.
I don't think the Niners make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, way too many injuries there.
Exactly. Not their fault. It just happened that way.
Yeah. Bosa and Solomon Thomas, and they traded Buckner, and I think Quan Alexander's out too.
It's bad.
But anyway, yeah, for the Rams running backs, it was like, I don't really know which one it's going to be. I think it's going to be Henderson, but I don't know.
He didn't have the best yards per carry last week.
2 touchdowns, though.
Yeah, that's saying his day. I'm forced to start him in the league. Somebody's trying to trade me that Evan Ingram for him, but I didn't have another running back unless it was J.K. Dobbins, so I couldn't do that. And I will be picking up a tight end off of the waiver wire later, and we'll get you guys to vote on it if we can get that to work, because I got to pull up. Let's talk about Antonio Gibson, a man that I still don't believe in. He has good week, bad week, good week, bad week, not used, disappears. It's not consistent enough for me. He's at best a flex play, but you and Mr. Black both have him inside the top 20. He gets 15-inch touches, but it's not a good offense. Like, if you were getting 15-inch touches on the Rams, I'd be like, okay, I don't mind that, but it's on Washington football team.
Yeah. So, oh, yeah. It definitely is not a good offense, but it's just a volume play. I mean, again, like I said last week, he's going to get like 4 to 5 catches, which is going to get you about 5 points right off the top there.
Yeah, he's about a 10-point PPR guy, which isn't great.
Yeah, it's not great, but it's okay. I mean, he might get a touchdown too.
Yeah, he has a 20-point ceiling there. So there's a floor.
I think you missed a question here from Chad.
Oh, I did miss one.
Yeah, that one.
CD or Slayton 0.5. That's probably CD for me.
That's tough. I think I've got CD, but that's close.
Slayton's another one of those guys where it's not overly consistent. Hollywood Brown, who we'll talk about in a second. I have CD Land. We all have CD Land inside the top 25. Wait, Chad plays Stando, half-point PPR.
That's half-point, yeah.
Darius Slayton. Other than Mr. Black, who has them 1 spot apart, we each have them about 10 spots apart. So it is. Oh, sorry, you have them 5. I have them 10. So it's CD for me. It's still CD for you, but it's closer.
Yeah, I had that exact same lineup question in our league of record, actually, and I went CD.
Zach Moss, Matt, you like him this week. 27th at running back going against Kansas City, coming back from the injury, finally playing. Kansas City 22nd against running backs. Mr. Black and I have him at 35 on average. What is it that you like about this high-scoring game? Is that where you're going with?
Yeah, high-scoring game. I just don't believe in Devin Singletary that much either.
And he's been bad without him in the lineup.
Yeah, he hasn't been bad. I think Zach Moss is going to be like the goal line guy, like aside from Josh Allen. So So I think Zach Moss is going to he's going to slowly start to overtake that role. I still have Singletary higher this week, but I could see that definitely flipping within the next week or two here.
Hi, Artec N. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Chase Edmonds, Matt, had a touchdown last week, and then Drake had a touchdown after him. Are we looking at a split that's going to be closer to 50-50 going forward with Drake and Edmonds? Or do you still think Drake is the man?
I think it's still Drake, but it's not quite 50-50, but it's close. It's probably like 60-40.
Okay, I don't disagree with that.
I can see that flipping to Edmonds even the other way. Like
it could, but you're not high on Edmonds this week. You have him outside of anything. He's at 37 for you, while he's at about an average of 26 for Mr. Black and I. And as I mentioned, I like you just said, I do see this making it a split. They have 10 spots between them, so Drake is still inside the top 20, but Chase Edmonds is now inside the top 30, as opposed to before it was inside the top 15 and outside the top 30 with like a 20-point gap. So I think that gap is narrowed to 10. You still have it at 20. Is this the last week for Drake then?
Yeah, if he doesn't do it, they're gonna go Edmonds.
Or they're gonna split, right? Like it's not gonna be clean. So C Chav has a question. Point for it, PPR. He needs one. He has Lindsey, Judy, James White, and Robbie Anderson. That's probably Robbie Anderson, actually.
Yeah, it probably is.
Lindsey second.
You kind of laugh because it shouldn't be Robbie Anderson, but I think it is.
We have one of our viewers also agreeing that it is Anderson. Thank you,
Lindsey's
Artec.
very close to that, though.
Lindsey would be second? Is that what we went with?
Oh, yeah.
If this was standard, I don't even know if standard Lindsey would win. Just simply Robbie Anderson isn't a high-volume guy, so it's not really a factor. Cam Akers, the one Ram running back that I'm lower on, I have him outside the top 40. I know he had the better yards per carry game last week, but I just got to do it again because he's been injured and now he's back. But is there something I'm missing here? Is there a reason why you and Mr. Black have him inside the top 30?
No, I've told you with my Rams running backs, I wasn't too sure. They're all pretty close for me. One of them's going to have to kind of break away from the pack, I think. But I kept Akers that high because I think they're going to try to make him the back.
I think they're happy with the committee. I said this since he was drafted, and I think that Sean Payton is a smart coach. I've never run into him in an airport, so I've never been offered a coaching position, unfortunately.
Sean Payton or Sean McVay?
Sean McVay. So I think he saw what happened with Gurley, where they paid him truckloads of money, had his knee go out, were forced to trade him. I think they still haven't paid him the money that they owe him. I know there's complaints about that in the offseason. Their cap is in like a terrible situation because of it. So if he can go with the Bill Belichick, hey, these guys are all replaceable. We'll use this one and this one and this one. We'll keep the rookie contracts. When they get off the rookie contracts, we'll sign them for a couple mil each, and we'll never have a situation where, and this is a terrible example because Mike Davis has been great, but you lose like Christian McCaffrey, and then you're like, oh my God, what are we going to do? Or like the Giants, right? They lost Barkley, and they're like, oh no, let's go get this guy off at the couch. That doesn't always work. You don't always get your CJ Anderson coming in for the Rams to replace Gurley and performing. So I don't think he's banking on that. So I think he's going to go with the committee regardless. Adrian Peterson, Matt. Pretty good matchup against Jacksonville.
Yeah.
We are all over the place on this guy. I'm highest at 25. Mr. Black has him at 28, and you have him at 34. What do you make of Adrian Peterson? We saw what Joey Jojo Mixon did against the Jacksonville defense, and can we not see him do that, even though he's not going to get the touches, as many touches at least?
I just think him and Swift are going to be splitting this game.
Carries?
Like just splitting reps, snaps. I think they're going to work Swift into it a little bit more. I could even see Swift being better than Adrian.
Is Swift somebody that you're looking to get on your team for the long run then, at least this season? Forget Dynasty. Obviously, Dynasty, you want him. But do you think that by week 10, 12, he's the guy and they've kind of moved Adrian Peterson off to the side to play more of a – yeah?
I think he will be the guy before the season's out, yeah.
So he's a nice guy. If you can get him for cheap in a trade right now, or if he's somehow available on your waiver wire, pick up DeAndre Swift. Matt's saying he's going to be the man in the double-digit weeks, and you'll be able to – you might not even need him. You might be able to sell high on him at that point if you're – depending on when you're trade deadline is.
Deadlines aren't that late.
Some leagues are.
I just don't. I don't think Swift is available in any of my leagues. Let's be honest.
I wouldn't think so either. But if you're playing in a 10-person league like Artec and might be, who's asking 0.5 PPR, Fergum, aka Travis Fulham, or Brandon Ayuk, I would probably go with Fulham.
Yeah, I think so. There's no options in Philly.
Well, there's Greg Ward, and it could be a John Hightower game today.
Could be Zach Ertz too.
No, it couldn't. Stop giving people hope. It's not going to be. I mean, it could be, but okay. So let's talk about the person who everybody wants to hear about, Julio Jones. Again, another player where you have him ranked 11th. You 100% believe he's back. He's going to be the man. And just to let you know, you have Calvin Ridley in the top 5, Julio Jones at 11, and Matt Ryan way back at 14.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have Hurst in the top 10 as well.
That one I'm not sure about. I'm sure it's him down.
Close. Either way, I have him at 20. He could be a ballsy sit this week. He could be somebody that you just don't trust to put out there if you have other options. Obviously, you're not going to put one of these guys over him, but if you had somebody else, like say a Robbie Anderson or Julio Jones, that could be one where I think you could go away from Julio Jones and take the proven commodity this year over the unproven aging.
You think the hammy's just that is still not right? Is that what this
hammies
is
are tricky? Hammies are tricky.
Oh, no, for sure.
And you've made this mention to me several times about him. He'll play a bunch of snaps, or he'll play a snap and then take a snap off. Snap off. Snap off. Snap off.
That's why he's out of the top 10. Like normally I'd have him in the top 10.
So that drops one spot because of the hammy. Like I said, I think it's a person you could sit this week if you need to. And if you're playing the next player on our list, Jamison Crowder, I would happily start him over Julio Jones. We've talked about this, Matt. The top 3 wide receiver and points per game average are the men in green, Devontae Adams, Jamison Crowder, and Travis Fulgham, a.k.a. Travis Fulham for the Eagles. He's been great. He's had 100 yards in every game. Saw that stat today. There's literally nobody else to pass to. I don't even care if Perriman's playing. Is Perriman playing?
I think
Perriman could be a decent option with Flacco to throw it deep to him, but Crowder's still going to get more passes now because guess who's not there anymore? Le'Veon Bell.
Oh,
and he's been great. He's been great without Bell, and Bell's a pass catching back. So Jamison Crowder keeps it going. He's in both of or all 3 of ours. Which one was it? You let me know that I had messed it up. So that's why I put his jersey up right there.
He's in mine, and he's in one of yours.
By the way, I bought
which one of yours you didn't have him in.
By the way, I bought a second Denzel Mims jersey yesterday.
Ooh,
it's under $25
on that train.
It's just good value. Might be a giveaway for the viewers if you follow and like the video.
I'd like to hear Mr. Black's take on Crowder at 37, though.
Yeah, he had Cooper Kupp inside the top 10 too. Some interesting plays there. Going with the gut. Terry McLaurin, Matt, is barely a starter for you at 24. Is this the quarterback situation? You don't trust Kyle Allen or Alex Smith?
It's Kyle Allen / I was reading about corners this week, and James Bradbury, the top corner in New York, is like the number 2 lockdown corner this year.
Really?
Yeah, I was very surprised. I was okay. And again, Washington only has one guy to throw to, so he will get the targets, but.
We have a question from MB Curl. This is baby Sophia. Do I start Juju or Edelman this week? And it's going to be Juju.
Yeah, it's Juju. I would imagine that question comes from a baby.
Matt, let's talk about Julian Edelman while we have him on the screen here. You have him ranked 40th this week. 25th for me, and I thought I was low on him. 30th for Mr. Black. 40? 40. In PPR,
yeah,
40.
He's just old and not very good anymore. I mean, maybe I was thinking more about the game where they didn't have Cam.
Yeah, he was bad in that game, and he had that awful interception that he caused.
Yeah. See if there's anybody that I would change my mind on over him. Not really. I'm just reading my list here. I'm going to stick to that. I don't like Edelman. I wouldn't start him if I had him. Maybe if in full PPR, like if you're desperate, I mean, I don't mind him as a 3rd wide receiver.
Well, somebody you do have over him who is old and broken is AJ Green at 36. You're the highest on AJ Green this week.
That's
now,
very
I
surprising.
believe that AJ Green is the number 3 wide receiver on this team now. I didn't even think he was going to be playing today. I think he has a bad hamstring. I think he's probably going to leave this game injured in the first or second quarter and not come back like he did last week. And just on a note here, Mr. Black has AJ Green at 45 and Higgins at 46. So he doesn't even think there's a number 2 option that is viable here. Whereas I have Higgins at 34 and you have him at 49. So we basically have you think Higgins is third. I think Higgins is second.
Yeah, I don't like either really as a for sure starter, obviously. I just think AJ Green's. I'm going to give AJ the benefit of a doubt for another week yet. But Cincinnati's playing Indianapolis.
Tough D.
It's a tough D.
At least it has been. Let's talk about Jarvis Landry. Yeah. Beckham is playing today. Landry's been dealing with injuries. I personally don't think he's healthy, so I have him at 36. He's not somebody I'm interested in starting. You have him a bit higher at 27. Are you worried about this injury that he's dealing with affecting his performance, or are you not at all?
I'm not worried about it, if that makes sense. He's not as high as he would be if he was 100% healthy, but I don't think it's going to make him leave the game or anything like that. He practiced, I think, 2 full days. Not 100% sure, but I think 2 full days. I don't really see that being a hindrance for him today. They're going to have to put up points against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's D is good, no doubt about it, but they're going to put up some points, and I think Landry's going to be part of that game plan. Again, outside the top 25, though, so in 2 wide receiver leagues, you're probably not starting him anyway.
Jin says, full PPR, should I start Claypool, Lamb, or Cup?
Claypool's gotten into this conversation. Look at that. I've got Cooper Cup.
I also have Cooper. No, I have Lamb at 21.
Lamb first.
Yeah, we have Lamb and Cooper flipped. I just don't think Cooper Cup has really done much against San Francisco. I'll go Lamb. I don't think Claypool is an option. I mean, he's a kind of more of a boom or bust option, right? If you really need points, I'd go Lamb.
I don't mind that. They're close for me, but I've got Cup ahead, and Mr. Black has them not close.
I'd agree. I don't mind going Cup if you want to go that direction as well. I'm not worried about Andy Dalton. We talked about it earlier on the show. Every wide receiver should still be solid with that. So we have the last one, and then we're going to get to the first ever poll, if we can maybe do it. I don't know if we can. Malcolm Hollywood, what's his name? Marquis Brown. I'd written Malcolm Brown here, so I had him on here twice. Baltimore wide receiver, who you both have in the top 20. I have him at 31. I've said this before, and I will keep saying this about him. I do not want this person on my team because every other week he sucks, and he's going to cost you more L's than he does W's. If he has a big game this week or any week, just try and sell him. Just try and get him off your team. Unless you're playing best ball, this is not a player I want on my team. Matt, your thoughts on Hollywood Brown?
I think you're still a little bitter from that week that you had him as number 5, and he was terrible.
What, me? Bitter?
No. Philly's pass defense has just not been good. Marquis Brown, they don't have anybody that can really cover him.
Slayton,
he's not really a speed guy though. He's coming off a concussion. He is playing. I did check with that, but I just think that the speedster he's going to get loose, probably get a touchdown. Big touchdown for him. I'd say it's okay to assume that he might get that. Top 20. I think you're starting him if you have him. I just don't see a situation where you can bench him unless you have the wide receivers that one guy had, where he was benching Kenny Golladay or Chris Godwin. But
all right, so I've just posted a link in the chat. You get to pick my starting tight end that I'm going to pick up and start in week 6. There are 3 options: Trey Burton, Austin Hooper, and Rob Gronkowski. Just probably make sure those are all still available and nobody's picked them up, but I believe they are. So if you click on the link, you'll get to decide who I'm picking up and starting for my tight end this week in one of my leagues. It looks like they've changed the projections. They put Hooper ahead of the other 2 now. Matt, who should I? Okay, Art says Fells. Fells is also an option in that league. I will not be going with Fells. I'm probably leaning based on the gear Gronk's way, but I will go with whatever the votes go with. So feel free to click that link and vote. I'll give it a couple minutes, and then I'll set my team since there's about 14 minutes left. Now I have to drop somebody to pick them up. And this is where the drop comes in. Is it going to be T.Y. Hilton? Is it going to be Christian Kirk? Justin Jackson was on bye. T. Higgins? Those are basically the options. Matt, who do you think? I'll let you pick the drop.
It was T.Y. Jackson, Higgins, and who was the fourth?
Christian Kirk playing on Monday night.
I think Eckler's still up for quite a while, so I wouldn't really want to drop Jackson.
And I do have Eckler.
Yeah. Okay, then you don't want to do that.
And another vote for Fells, who is not an option, unfortunately. These other tight ends are better than a touchdown-dependent Fells. But thanks for the comment, Ryan. Thanks for the like and subscribe.
I would go Kirk. I guess I've got T.Y. a little bit higher than him, and I think T.Y. is just a little bit more.
But we're talking rest of the season, right? Because I'm dropping this player for them.
Yeah.
I think T.Y. rest of the season has still that possibility for the high upside. As I mentioned, I do have Higgins as the number 2 wide receiver in Cincinnati now. And Art says Higgins is the person I should drop. I don't really want to drop Higgins. Jerry Jeudy also an option, and Chase Claypool, but I don't want to drop other than them. I'll scoop Higgins out. Exactly. That's exactly what you want. Why don't you just trade me a tight end for them? So Kirk is the drop. We'll wait to see the results.
What's that?
We'll wait to see the results, and while we do that, why don't we play the fastest growing game in fantasy football real quick, since we have, 13 minutes left?
13 minutes. Hey, we skipped it all together last week.
We did. We had a lot to talk about last week. We were doing the quarter season awards, but we're just going to give me the win, so I'm up 3-2 on the season because of the Uno Reversos. But I will give you first pick.
You'll give me what?
I'll give you first pick.
Okay.
That didn't do much.
Wow, not great options here.
No, it is a weak week, seeing as a lot of the best options are playing on Monday night.
True. Give me. Oh, those are bad options here. I'm gonna take. Should have told me this list ahead of time.
Bobby Schmuda says, should I start Amari Cooper, CD, or Jefferson pick 2? That's going to be the Dallas guys for me.
Yeah, I have the 2 Dallas guys ahead of them. If you're really concerned about starting 2 guys from the same team, then Jefferson over CD, but I would go 2.
Jefferson has such a huge bust potential, even with the nice matchup. I'd still go with the Dallas guys. Thanks for the question, Bobby. Make sure to like and subscribe. He also asked Brady or Cam. That's Cam for me, even though I'm wearing a lot of Tampa Bay Tom Brady gear.
I think it's Brady for me. I'm not 100%. It might be Cam, actually. That doesn't work still, so. We got a few here coming.
Christopher LaRosa asked, Mecole Hardman or Jonnu Smith at my flex non-PPR? I'm going Hardman since it's non-PPR.
Yeah, that makes sense.
With Watkins out, you could see him having the big game. It could go to Marcus Robinson, but at the same time, I like Hardman. Jonnu Smith I just don't like flexing tight ends. And Jonnu Smith is probably a safer play, but I still go Hardman.
I do like Jonnu Smith there. I think that depends on what you need. If you feel like you need the big game, then go Hardman. If you feel like you just need the high floor, go Jonnu.
I think Hardman has a higher floor this week than he does most weeks, so I think you'll be disappointed with the hard floor. So I'm happy with Hardman. Thanks for the question. Christopher LaRosa. Ricky Blaze says T.Y. Hilton or Adam Humphries. That's T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Happy to help out, Bobby. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks a lot. Helps us out. What's the trade value of Lamar Jackson in a keeper league asking for a friend? It depends on if it's 1 QB or 2 QBs.
This is one in this league.
So in 1 QB, it's probably not very high. What do you think the best type of player you can get at the running back or wide receiver position would be?
I mean, I think they're talking more, and I think he's asking more about what kind of draft picks he should give up if he's going to.
Right. This is your weird league.
Yeah, but
If it's a one quarterback league, I wouldn't be interested in keeping Lamar Jackson. There's my answer.
I think he's a later round quarterback though. He's a later round pick. That's why he's got any value.
I don't care. I still am not interested. How many keepers do you keep in this league, Matt? Two?
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm not keeping a quarterback as one of my 2 keepers. It's just not worth it. He's currently ranked outside the top 12 in points, so
he's going to get that back to normal.
He sure is going to get that back to normal, but there are plenty of quarterbacks, and you can stream quarterbacks. It's not a position that you're looking to have a keeper in. Even in our league of record, where we keep 5 offensive players, and where quarterbacks have a bonus for rushing, he's still somebody that you'd have to have not the best keepers to be looking at keeping.
Well, I mean, if I had him, I would probably keep him in our league of record.
You did have him, and you dropped him.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. You're right.
But it was before his breakout season, so
it is. But
you could have kept him for free.
That's true. Okay, let me make a pick. Oh,
Gallup, Gibson, or Singletary. Pick one. What's the scoring on this Artact? Is this PPR or is it standard?
I think it's Gibson.
I probably had Singletary ahead of him. Christopher LaRosa asks, DJ Chark. Nope. Marquise Gibson. Philip
Marquis Brown.
PPR. I really don't like DJ Chark this week. I think he's not going to do a lot. He's been dealing with an injury. He was a game-time decision. I've seen plenty of people who are game-time decisions go out and have big games, but I just don't see that happening. They have other options there. So it's between Marquis Brown and Philip Lindsay. It is PPR.
I would go Chark. I know that's great against what you just said, but
no, I'm sitting Chark in one of our Yahoo league.
We have him in our lineup in RSO, just so you know.
Who we have ahead of him? Are you sitting like?
Let me check.
All right. While you're doing that, I will check the results of the poll to see who I will be picking up. And I will be blaming all of you if I don't win this week. And it looks like Rob Gronkowski wins over Austin Hooper. Unfortunately, Darren Charles was not an option.
I guess Devonta Freeman, Greg Ward.
Yeah, I'm good with Freeman.
Okay.
All right, Gronk is in the lineup. We are ready to roll.
Okay, Devonta Freeman is in. DJ Chark is out.
More questions coming in from Milo. Start 2 PPR. Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, Preston Williams.
Boyd.
Yeah, Boyd's the easy one.
Yeah.
And would you want to start 2 Bengals?
Yeah.
Because
I don't think I would. I would go Williams.
I would go Higgins if you didn't have Boyd, but I'll go Williams because I don't want to start 2 Bengals. Because that's like if Boyd has a good game, then Higgins probably won't. So I'll go Boyd and Williams. Agreed?
Yeah.
Thanks for the question, Milo. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Artex says it's PPR for his question here with Gallup.
I'd say Gibson then for sure.
So Gibson. I'm just checking my running back rankings. Alec Horrell says Chris Godwin or Amari Cooper. What a team you have. I go. It says non-PPR, so I'll go Cooper.
I'd still go Godwin. But
I'll take the safer play just because I know that Cooper's going to be good. Godwin coming off the injury. Can he get re-aggravated? I just think the safer play there is going to be Amari Cooper. Thanks, gentlemen. Great analysis as always. Thanks, Dr. J. Bonifay. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. I do have Godwin ranked higher than Cooper. Where's the non-PPR rankings? Not coming up. In non-PPR,
just pick one. I don't think either's wrong. I just have Godwin higher.
Cooper's a safer play because Godwin, there's risk to it. You know, he's coming off the injury. So I'll take the safer pick in Cooper. As for this question here, Gallup, Gibson, or Singletary, I will agree and go Gibson. Dr. J is a great doctor. Thank you, Ryan Riel. How much do you think Zach Moss is going to cut into Singletary, who hasn't been great without Moss, his workload?
Today,
yeah. Or Monday.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, he's definitely going to play a factor. I mean, it's not going to be like Singletary's backfield to own anymore. Right? Like, who was the backup now before TJ Yeldon?
Yeah. And Yeldon was doing pretty good. Should I play Bridgewater or Kirk Cousins for quarterback?
I'd go Cousins.
You don't like Bridgewater, though. And again, I agree with you this week, but Bridgewater was pretty good last week, and you discounted him.
He was okay last week. Not top 5 quarterback wise, but yeah.
How quickly can you do this?
Let's go quick. Just give me Gurley.
I don't even know where he is. Okay. Gurley is there. I will go with get another one. Sure.
You're gonna take 2 wide receivers from the AA?
Sure, why not? Question from Alec Horrell. Okay, so Cooper, Godwin, Robert Woods, or David Johnson, one as a non-flex, non-PPR. So this is the same person. Yeah, Godwin and Cooper are ahead of those 2 other guys for sure.
Yeah.
So if you can start Godwin or Cooper at wide receiver and the other one in the flex, that's ideal. If not, I'm still going Cooper. Non-PPR, Cooper.
Give me, well, Curtis Samuel's not even playing. I'll go.
Which it says on the ticker.
Yeah, it's true. I'll go with. I'll go Trey Burton. And I will go with. Give me Baker. See.
Okay, let's go with Ronald Jones. Devonta Freeman. Still think you should reconsider and go with Fells. The guy had 2 targets last week. I'm not going to reconsider that. And I'm wearing enough Bucks gear. I have another thing to cheer for in Robbie G. Gronk.
I will take. I'll take Odell and DJ Moore.
Who in the flex, Woods or Johnson? Oh, I thought you were able to flex Godwin or Cooper.
Yeah, I don't. I guess I would go.
Who's Johnson?
DJ, I guess.
Johnson is playing
Tennessee.
And Woods is playing San Francisco. I'll go Johnson because it's non-PPR. Take the running back.
Yeah.
1 minute. 1 minute.
It's your turn.
Nope. You picked first.
Yeah, I have 6 guys. Oh no, I have 5.
You have 4. Who was your last pick that I missed?
I've got. Oh, those are the guys I've got. I've got 5. You've got 4. So it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm missing the letter here. That's why. Was he B? Okay. Wide receiver. Let's go with. All right. Now I need, I guess, a quarterback. Got my A's picked. I need another B. Let's go all in on this. Julio or McLaurin? It's gonna.
I got Julio.
Julio. Bobby Joe Wallace, thanks for the question, man. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe.
Okay, and let's give me. I'll take. I'm sure I've got Kareem, the highest of those backs. So give me Kareem Hunt. And I'll take a B wide receiver named. Give me, yeah, sure, take DJ.
Terrible pick.
I'll just be the DJ team today.
Okay, so I get Logan Thomas.
Nice.
And you get an A pick. And you will get the man going up against a shutdown corner, apparently. Hey, who's my flex from the C?
Let's give you.
Yeah, Julio, man. Bobby Joe, it's Julio.
Yeah. Same thing, yeah. I'll give you Anthony Miller.
All right. So if I lose, this one doesn't count. If I win, it does count. That's going to wrap it up. Anything you want to say before we go, Matt?
Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. Hopefully you're doing both.
That's it.